Hey, in this episode of our shop tour series, I answer some great questions from our tour group about how to get started implementing Lean and how we standardize forms and documents to eliminate over-processing so that we can streamline how we find critical information. Let's get started.
So you're saying documentation is really important, right?
Yeah.
To the Lean process? How do you get better at documenting things?
Okay, so our forklift, for example, we have a safety protocol where every morning, our insurance came to us and said, you need to fill out this form, check that, all these safety things, and then you just need to file it away. Okay, well, it's not something we think is that valuable, but if the insurance company says we get lower rates because we have this, great. So in a morning meeting, we do morning meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I said, we put it up on our board. Hey guys, the insurance company said we need to fill out the safety thing. How can we get better at this? What is the over-processing? One of the 8 ways is misused brain power. Over-processing, misused brain power. So the guy said, instead of writing our names down, can't we just have all of our names in a checkbox? It's faster, great. Instead of checking water, tires, hydraulics, can't we just put it all in, all are okay? You check one checkbox. Another guy's like, hey, we've been doing this for about a week. We do that. I keep printing them out and then we're going through paper and ink. And then whoever does it fills it out at the forklift. They need a pen. They walk in, I get it, I scan it. Oh, he said, I want to scan it because I don't want a stack of these worthless pieces of paper at the end of the year. Great. So then one guy said, I think it was Nathan, hey, why don't we just digitize this? Okay, yeah, we'll do an Adobe PDF and then everyone can have that copy on a tablet. Great. And then another guy said, hey, forget the PDF, why don't we do a Google Sheet? And there's a QR code that even you guys can scan and you scan it and there's the thing and you just tap, 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 done, and it gets saved to the drive. So it's not how do you make it better one time? How do you have a culture of continual improvement? That's what we want. So for right now, everyone's when we go, hey, is the forklift inspection sheet good? Yeah. Does anyone have any other ideas? We can't think of any. Maybe an idea might come 6 months later. Oh, that's awesome. Great. Okay, we'll do that. But yeah, it's just hey, this is the base thing. Collaborate. How do we make this better? So that's one of the ways, a culture of collaboration.
So with that, do you do the same thing with your SOPs? So I know you guys digitize through videos. What about documents? Do you do the same thing?
Actual paper documents?
So I don't know if you guys have in writing your procedures or is it all just video?
A little of both. Can you grab any one of the prints with the setup sheet on the back? We'll typically have, usually on the lathe side, I think I can see a few, you have your print, that's the Bible, this is what it should be, and on the back, the setup sheet with all the notes. For us, we make so many changes to those things that we just write them in because we'll be last time I made it go this fast, I can actually bump it just a little bit, cross it out, document it, write down how it is, and then it goes into what we call our cookbook or our big book where everything lives. And then we have all of our papers, our pages, our notes. And then it's one of the guys, typically a new guy. We have an employee that works on the East Coast. He's flying in today. His first thing is to go through and review all those things and then digitize it. Yeah. So here's just an image of an internal component. Here's all the things that need to be measured. And then on the back side, this is nice because we've already gone through and we digitized it. He's handwritten some things here because we've made improvements. But once it says, okay, we got this down, we like it. Now let's go through and actually type it out so that we can all read it. So that if Armando, who's on vacation today, can come in and we can see what Armando wrote. So that type of thing. And then this all lives on our network drive. It's backed up, Dropbox, Amazon, something, I don't know. But yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right.
This whole process of Lean is pretty different from what I've come to expect from industry. So how long did it take to implement this, and what were some of the difficulties you had in integrating this into your workspace?
Yeah, okay, good question. Question being typically you have to say, okay, we're gonna do Lean. We're gonna buy the software. We're gonna train the people. We're gonna have consultants come. We're gonna read the books. We're gonna change everything. We didn't take that approach at all. It's too overwhelming. It's too complicated against simplicity. And it really kills culture when everyone's man, like I've been doing it this way for years. Now we have to unlearn everything. There's too much friction against the human soul, in my opinion. So what we did is we say, hey, here is a tool that's really gonna help you. And I start with, again, with the why. Like if you notice, like we have these tools that are kind of standardized, different workstations. This is a prototype machine, so it's always the messiest. It's always like the least standard. But if you look behind you, there used to be a robot there, but we have got Kaizen foam. This produced a very distinct product line. Okay, it would be maybe a guy, Kyle. Hey, Kyle, you keep walking around looking for these tools. What if I gave you a tool called Kaizen foam where all of your tools are there? Would you like that? Yeah, great. Now you get Kyle's buy-in, okay? Now Kyle's like, okay, how do I use it? Well, you just need to outline the tool and you cut it out and then there it lives. Then other guys are like, oh, that's cool. Now I know where Kyle's wrench is. And so they start doing that. Hey, Kyle, they keep borrowing your wrench. Why don't you go show them Kaizen foam, show them how to cut it, do all that. Now I'm taken out as the manager, as the original idea guy. And now Kyle is the one that is teaching and helping spreading that culture of continual improvement. So really, like when companies say we're gonna make a massive shift towards lean, rarely does it go well. Typically it's met with resistance, question, and if it comes from management and saying because we're gonna be more profitable, forget it. Like as an employee, like I'm technically an employee of this corporation, I need to know, how does this improvement make my life better? How does it make my life a little bit easier? At the end of the day, how does it increase my personal paycheck? Once you can see that, that's the better way to implement lean instead of systems and complicated stuff like that. If you're interested in CNC machining content, make sure to check out our main channel, Pierson Workholding, as well, of course, this channel for more behind the scenes content on lean manufacturing tips. So until next time, go innovate your production.